This is the only way that you should be telling stories from now on. The best model out there for telling stories effectively is called the hero's journey. It's something developed by a guy named Dan Harmon, who worked on TV shows and movies and all that kind of work to make effective and well-written stories. And it looks like a story circle like this, which has 8 different sections to tell a story in a way that people just naturally understand it. The very first thing you have to start with in telling a story is talking about the protagonist, the setting, what is happening in the beginning, so people understand you're setting the stage for other things to come down the road. So you're telling your audience what kind of house he lives in, what kind of family he's around, what is he like, what kind of things set the stage for what happens in the rest of the story here. It's all about him. Now you move on from just talking about him and where he's at to something that he wants or he needs. It could be something that he really needs, like a driver's license that is updated, or something that he wants, like a doctorate in pharmaceuticals. Now, moving on from this need, it turns into the situation that he has to go because something is not quite right. So he goes out and he searches for this thing that he needs, so he can bring it home and he can adopt it into his regular zone of comfort, which is back here at the beginning. As the person goes out to search for this thing that he needs and wants, he's going to search for it so he can adopt it and find it, which moves on to the next step, which is actually finding what he wants and crossing the threshold of actually getting what he wants. After getting what he wants, it's going to move on to actually taking something from him having to pay a heavy price, him losing a friend, him losing family members, him having to actually pay a lot of money that he's not able to have at the moment. It's just something that was a huge and heavy price for him to get what he wanted. So you can see on the opposite side of the circle, the cost and the need that he's going for. From this heavy cost that he's paying, it's going to move on to him returning to his stage of comfort. This is a stage that is full of trials and hard times to go back to where he once was before he went on this entire journey to get what he wanted. This character is working to return to his familiar situation up here at the top. And in enduring all these situations and these hard times, they're able to make change and come back to this goodness of his comfortable situation that they started in. Now, this story circle can be adapted and repeated in every story that you can tell. You can tell a story through going through one of these circles 10 times, 15 times, over and over and over, repeating a cycle in a way that engages and further grips the audience. And that's what any of your favorite movies or TV shows do naturally. People naturally understand this kind of cycle of a story circle. They understand that while they might not be able to articulate about this kind of story circle and all the terms that are shown here, they understand that's how you tell stories. So when you are sitting down to develop a story for your nonprofit, for your small business, and you use this kind of structure, people will understand what you're telling them much better with clarity, which drives them to donate and support your organization and what you do.